Welcome to the tool and miscellaneous section. Here I'll teach you about the tools as well as the stuff that fits in the others category of the video. Let me teach you a little bit about the enemy spawning algorithm for alarm doors. Well, you can see right here, the alarm door is here. So this is the room of the alarm door. The enemies can only spawn with one empty room between me or your team and the spawn and the spawn zone. So as this is the room of the alarm and I will be there, this is the empty room and this is the spawn zone. So they will all spawn right here and come through here. This way you can predict the enemy pathing before an alarm goes on. So as you can see, I already mine everywhere because I know the route in which they'll be coming. So yeah, this is pretty useful to know. Well, there are some exceptions. They will only ignore this rule if there are no other room. If they're like, for example, let's say the map started right here and this is the alarm. Now they will spawn right here because there's no empty room to fill the rule, right? So there are some exceptions, but these normally won't happen. They are pretty rare, but just so you know, yeah. So this is the C-Phone launcher. Is a pretty useful tool. It is not actually used much, but I believe it should see some more use because it is pretty useful. It can freeze enemies in place, you can put it on the ground to freeze enemies as they pass through, and you can freeze doors for like more than double the door durability, I believe. I don't know the exact number, but it seems like it actually triples the door durability, but yeah, I haven't tested, so I'll not say the number guaranteed for you. So this is actually a pretty hard thing, you know, 3 enemies together, quite impossible for a solo player. So what I can do is freeze the ranged one and kill the other ones. Let me show you right here. Alright, he's frozen, so he only lasts for like 6 seconds, so I gotta be quick. Well, it actually, he only woke up because I killed this one while he was already he was not frozen anymore, right? So if you freeze an enemy and you don't touch him, he will stay dormant, he will stay sleeping. You won't wake anyone up by throwing these freeze bubbles at them, right? So yeah, well, when you do this to put it on the ground, for, let's say for a defense, remember it only lasts 3 minutes on the ground, so be quick about it. Let's say your team is gonna do an alarm door. Leave the C-Phone on the ground for the last, like repair everything, then your team says, okay, we're ready, and then you say, okay, let me just put some C-Foam on the ground, and you put it, and then you start the alarm, because it only lasts 3 minutes, alright? C-Phone on a door is different. C-Phones on the door lasts forever. Let me actually show you right here. So this door is C-Phone right now. It is frozen. Its durability is greatly increased. You cannot open it. You can you can open it with a hammer. Actually, hammers destroy doors, in case you don't know. Well, if you accidentally, let's say just for an hypothesis, that your team put like 3 sentries here and you freeze the door and you do the alarm here, get the key card here for this door. Okay, well, now you have a little problem. You got the key card and then, oh, let's go back to the door. Oh, this door is frozen. What the fuck should we do now? Well, you simply hammer the fucking door down. It will take some time, but you can open the door this way, alright? Yeah, so yeah, if you accidentally freeze a door that is blocking your progress, you can just hammer it until it breaks, so you can then proceed with your team. Yeah, that is the C-phone launcher. Oh, I forgot to say, you see I froze the shooter with only 2 bubbles, but to freeze a scout, as I said on the scout part of the video, you will actually need about a fully charged shot, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it is actually pretty hard with the C-phone launcher to freeze a scout. So I would recommend to use a C-phone grenade because it's instantly, it's like one shot. You throw the grenade at him, you hit him, it's one shot, it's frozen. It's way safer. So well, keep it in mind. This is the burst sentry. Whatever I say here still works for the shotgun sentry, as the only difference between them is basically the range, effective range. Yeah. So, well, the sentry, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a fucking automatic weapon that shoots everything in a like a cone in the area that it scans. Yeah, it actually shows the area like by waving this light left to right. Yeah. So, yeah. What I like to do is basically, I don't know the effective range of the sentry because I never found it on the game files, or someone never, I don't know if anyone has tested it, but I try to keep it at 15 meters maximum on the end point of shooting, so I will put it actually a little bit closer. Yeah, about 15 meters, a little bit more here, but yeah, it's fine. It will shoot. Now, why the fuck am I pointing it? Why the fuck am I pointing it to where we will stand? You might ask. Well, remember, enemies take double damage from back shots, so, well, it's not actually, but there's an alarm door here, and the enemies spawn here, as I've shown previously, or actually I might not have shown it previously. Well, whatever. So enemies will spawn here and run to there, as we will be making our alarm scans, and the sentry will shoot them in the back. Through this entire corridor, the sentry will be shooting them in the back. So this is one way of using the sentry. If you had a shotgun sentry, the only difference is you would put it closer. You would put it right here, about right here. I like to put the shotgun sentry at a maximum of like 8 meters. I'm not sure about the effective range of that, but yeah, I do it that way. But let me show you what a sentry really shines to do. Sentries really shine when they're protecting a door. You can put it here, you could put it here, pointing at the door, whatever. Just point it in a way that it will shoot the enemies in the back while they are hitting the door. That way you will protect the door and earn way more time for your team to actually do the scans. And this is very important because time in this game means less resource spent. Time during an alarm means less resource spent overall. So yeah, it's a pretty good tool. I think it's the most used actually. Most teams do like, most 4-players team do like 3 sentries, 1 mine deployer. Yeah, that was actually kind of the meta. But some players do 1 bioscanner, 2 sentries, 1 mine deployer. Yeah, there are variations, you know, but sure. Yeah. Pretty much, this thing is good, believe me, this thing is really good. Shotgun sentry, well, if you had a shotgun sentry, I will probably put it right here, really close, really big damage. That's the only difference from the burst sentry to the shotgun is the range. Also, I forgot to mention, sorry, it will not shoot you or your friends, but it can shoot you. Let's say if I'm standing right here like a fucking idiot and an enemy comes right here, it will try to shoot the enemy and actually shoot me, and they deal a lot of damage actually. If you get hit by the shotgun sentry, let's say like right here, it will take a fucking beef out of you. It will hurt a lot, okay? So yeah, put a sentries far away from your team, and if you can, don't ever come close to their areas of shooting because it will hurt. Well, since I mined the shit out of this, I'll actually teach you a little bit about the mine deployer. Well, it seems pretty pretty straightforward at first, but there are actually some tips to help you improve the mine effectiveness. Well, the mines actually explode in a cylinder. They do not explode in a circular area as, well, any other game. They actually explode in the direction of the laser and on a, well, actually a big thick cylinder, like about right here. I would still die, I'm sure. Yeah, about right here, I'm sure I would still die if this mine would blow up. They do not trigger with you or your friends, they only trigger with enemies. However, do remind that if you are in the blast zone when an enemy triggers, you will immediately die. They deal 100 damage to you. So yeah, keep that in mind. Stay away from your own mines. So, well, here is actually a good mine trick that I can teach you. There are not many spots like these on the maps, but this one is pretty damn good. Why is it damn good? Because look right here, it stops here, but the explosion is thicker. The explosion will actually go down the corridor, but it will only trigger when an enemy hits the laser right here. So when an enemy is right here, there's a big possibility that there are a lot of enemies following right around him, and they're all gonna die only by this mine. So yeah, this is the effective mine placement. Yeah, I put too many mines here because I'm solo, alright? You don't need to put this many mines if you're playing with a team. Also, on the doors, what people normally do, they put a mine like right here for when the door is opening. This is not bad. If you don't have another way to put a mine, put it there. But if you have another way, like this one, you see, I'm gonna close the door for the enemies, of course, and then when the door breaks, this one and this one will absolutely demolish them, because the explosion from this one will enter the room and kill everything. And well, they actually, some group on the door, some enemies group and hit the door, some enemies stand behind them. So this will actually kill some of the doors, some that will stay behind. Yeah, it will be a mess, all right? It will be pretty good. So try to aim your mines into the door, not parallel to the door. This is the bio tracker tool. As you can see, it will show the enemies on this well, the little display here. Dormant enemies are white dots, and enemies that are moving, if I'm not mistaken, are red dots. I never used this tool, so yeah, I believe it's that. So, well, it lets you scan the area to see if there are sleepers in there. It's probably way better on a low visibility map. Like, this map is pretty well, you have good visibility, right? There's no fog, there's no fucking dark areas or something like that, right? So probably really better on a worse visibility map. So there's actually one more function that I'll show right here, right now, is you can charge it to mark the enemies when it's out of stealth. Let me end stealth right here. Okay, so now you press it and yep, it will mark the enemies that are moving. So it's way easier to see. Some people actually like this because you will see that in some areas, some missions, the areas that you have to fight them, in some missions the areas that you have to fight them have fog or have low visibility conditions. So yeah, having the enemies running at you with a big mark on their faces is actually really good. But yeah, me and my team, we don't actually use it. Now here I'm gonna try my best at teaching you how to use the terminals. It's gonna seem pretty hard at first, but it's actually, you actually learn it quite easy, just trust me. Like, let's say, for example, you want to see if you have looted all resources. For example, in zone 250, you can actually see on the minimap as well, on the map. So you can get to a terminal and there's a command here. There's the command list resources. If you do this, it will list the entire area, like the entire mission. So if you wanna scan only a single zone, you do like zone 250. All right, list resources zone 250. Now it will list only the resources that are in my zone. Remember, each zone is actually a couple of rooms. This is room B, but there's more rooms. That room is like, it's another room. Let's see, 250C. Yeah, so that one is A. So the rooms will have the letters, but the zone is actually a couple of rooms. So if the resource is in the same zone as you, you can ping it. Like, for example, ping medipack 890. So it will show on screen for everyone where exactly is the medipack. I can show you right here. Yeah, it's on the box right there. So yeah, this only works if the resource is in the same zone as the terminal. So you can actually query it too. Query is the command for getting more information about an item, and this will actually say how much uses. As you can see, capacity 40%. That means the medipack has 2 uses. This will be way more important as you progress through the game on the harder missions. Right now, yes, if you're starting right now, you don't need to use this much. So actually there's see, oh, now you can do some abbreviations to just to make it quicker. Like, for example, if you were to do the same command shown right here, list resources zone 250, you can actually do like this: list es underscore 250. It will show the same result. So, but it's much quicker to type, right? Yeah. So there's some abbreviations you can do. Like, on this mission, there's a door that has a key card. You can actually go list key to see every key card in a mission. This mission has a red key card, so yeah, you can query it to see exactly which zone it is. Okay, so zone 252. Yeah, so be sure to type on the chat so you can, well, you can see from anywhere. Type it in the chat. And so we won't be able to ping it because we're not in the same zone. The keycard is on 252, we're on 250. So yeah, when we get to 252, we can ping the exact location of the keycard. I think that's it for today, boys. Yeah, it was a pretty long video. I know I'm already actually tired because I slept too little, and I'll see if I can get some sleep right now. So maybe I can do a complimentary video from stuff that you ask me or stuff that I missed on this video, because it's pretty hard to cover everything about this game, right? It's actually kind of a complex game, to be honest. And if I were to get into the very bits of it, like, oh my god, it's so much information. Yeah, so I try to keep it understandable, right? So, but I actually have a little bit more information about the weapons, like shots to kill each enemy, headshots to kill each enemy, stuff like that, right? So I may share in the future, I don't know. I need to get some sleep, holy shit. Yeah. So thank you for watching. See you.